We're going to look at an article that says about some common mistakes of hard carries. Okay, let's look at this article. Hi people, I'm a 6.4K MMR player and just came here to share with you some of the most common mistakes I see lower rating players doing, not in particular order. So the number one he says is not bringing enough regen in lane. You don't need that quelling blade um, Culling Blade the first few minutes and you get a shop near that sells it. Okay, this one like 6 years ago, this one doesn't apply anymore, right? Because there's no shop selling Culling Blade near you nowadays. And always try to bring at least 8 tangos or 4 tangos plus self paired with a stout shield. Also, the stout shield is not available anymore, so this one doesn't apply in the current patch. Sometimes the offlaner can't harass you much, but your supports will pull at wrong times or you will get ganked. Uh, the second one is fighting too much or farming too much. As a carry, if you are not farming, you're obviously doing something wrong. However, if you just farm, no matter who got the late game, you can be a Spectre or a Medusa or anything. When things go late, everyone has a lot of items, and one mistake by either team will finish the game. You should avoid that by having earlier impact every game. You are one of the most farmed heroes of the map. At any point, you gotta use that advantage. Third, not knowing how to last hit under the tower in every game. There will be a situation where you will have to do that, and that's quite easy to train on single player. Fourth, being too worried about pushing the lane. Sometimes you gotta push the lane and go for jungle farm, even if the opponent offlaner will get some XP. It's somewhat safer against ganks, and you will maximize your farm by a lot, and opponents won't know where you are. Hope it helped. Looking forward for feedback. Okay, let's see what people are saying about it. Good rate. I use this for last hitting under tower and a custom game mode for last hitting under tower. I feel like I don't fight enough most of the time. Do you know a good video showcase uh, when to come to fight or you post anything? Okay, let's 9 people liked it. Let's look at this. Last hitting under tower. I can last. Okay. Hello, I'm a 3K player and I can't hit last probably when the creeps are near my tower. I've been practicing with TA because he is basically like a melee hero at the beginning and the projectile speed attack animations are very good. I just can't last it with the real range heroes. Anyway, with two branches, she has 58 attack damage. So, what exactly do I have to do when there are enemy creeps below my tower, which are fighting my own creep? Right. The thing is, sometimes my own creeps are attacking the enemy creeps with a good timing, so that I can get last hit just before the next tower hit. But sometimes the creep timing is not the time I need to get the last hit without using the refraction bonus damage. So is it even possible to get all those last hits, or do I have to use refraction every time, or do I have to hit the creep once before the tower hit? That's what I usually try to do when the enemy creeps are almost at the tower, but my own creeps aren't there yet. So can anyone explain to me how to last hit those different situations, please? Also, when my own creeps aren't there yet, I usually try to tank the creeps when because I want to get that one creep which got hit by the tower first, but I get too much damage. But when I don't tank that creep wave and let it get to my own creeps, it's almost impossible to get that one creep. So is it just a creep which I simply can't get it? Okay, let's look at this. T1 Assassins last hitting under the tower is a specific problem for early game. TI damage 110. T1 damage 110. Range creep 300 AP, 0 armor, 0 reduction damage. Your damage is greater than 80 tower. Your damage is less than 80. You tower. You can also melee creeps. 550 to okay, this condition. Also remember, okay, there's 142 likes for this. Let's read this one carefully. If your damage is greater than 67.6 67 to 70, that's tower damage, times by your damage. Okay, I don't get it. What does it mean? Okay, okay. Also remember, calculate any damage not written. For example, coiling blade. Your attack damage isn't exactly the written one. For example, if it's 65, it's from 62 to 68. Same for T1. 110 damage is from 100 and 120. Don't stay under tower like a retard. Move especially around the tower. Creep HP go up 10 HP every 730 minutes. Knowing the attack animation of your hero and have an idea of what his turn rate is necessary. Everything wrote on the top. Assume that allied heroes creep don't don't hitting your target creep. Here's only experience helps. If you have a melee hero tries to find yourself quite centered between range and melee creep. If you have a ranged and your attack point is slow, see YouTube or wiki for what is attack point and attack backswing. Try to be near enemy creep when you must last hit him. The slow animation. It will be impossible to take last hit reduced to a minimum number this song. I hope it everyone hates the math, but read if you want to learn how to last hit under the tower. What about the biggest focus of them? All the okay, well, 30, 45 damage, time, 6 damage, 45 damage, 150% damage. Hero damage. Towers also roll their damage. Okay. Hmm. So it's a lot of things going on here. So this basically calculating everything and doing the thing. I'm 1.3K. I was watching Perch stream, and I think he said one prep hit and then tower hits still lower than last hit. Correct me if wrong. You're not entering. It depends on how much damage you have. But if you have less than about 70, you always need one hit on a range to prep it. Okay, and mail equally how much damage, since tower damage is variable and sometimes you need to prep it, sometimes you don't. Why is this not a problem? For me, range prep simple. The variable damage from two tower hits can't vary that much, so that two sub 70 HP hits won't kill it. Okay, now let's go back to the original thing. Um, okay. Any replay will do. Just pick a player, put on their perspective, and start taking notes. Try to write down as many details as you can. After you do this, watch one of your own replays and compare. I suggest using a format of writing the things you did well, the things you could have done better, and the things you didn't do at all. It will give you an idea of what to practice and pay attention in your next game. Hope this helps. Okay, I feel like I don't follow most of the time. Do you know any good video that showcase when to put post my sample? Okay, any reply will do. Just pick a player, preferably professional, put on their perspective and start taking notes. Try to write down as many little bit details as you can. After you do this, watch one of your own replay and compare. I suggest using the format of writing things you did well, the things you could have done better, and the things you didn't do at all. It will give you an idea of what to practice and pay attention to in your next game. This is one of the hardest things to learn. and will come over time, but I will try to help with that decision. First thing, you must set up yourself to be able to fight. If you are a slug with midas and boots, you obviously can't fight, and going that item build is already a mistake. Most last players that go midas have some other item first. Also, you must work on the map, mana, and health, even if you're farming. Or else you can't respond to anything that can't join in fight. Sometimes you need to fly yourself to a clarity person. You have to take a look at battle, ask yourself, do I think my team wins with me or loses without me? Or wins a lot harder if I come. Uh, if you if so, you go. Even if there's a lane with two creatures that can take you to get all the fun, you should not look to gain early and mid game though. What you can do is aggressively farming like farming the camp close to where the opponent may be, and then going in if you can get a kill. It's very hard to learn about this by reading. You have to practice it. I suggest heard that from some Upstromer. I don't know who playing aggressively, so you learn when you can do well fights and when you cannot. You learn faster by playing aggressively rather than playing passively. Even if you lose more at that start. Perch has done okay. Number two is really a big deal. What is number two? Fighting too much, farming too much. Okay. Harder making aspect of it. When you play carry, say I'm playing like an AM, when you really want to split push hard, it doesn't do your team much good to get random try to travel with the other people and you die on the other side of the map. The process of the enemy is now pushing your racks. The hard part is that you don't always know what will happen until after the fact. At least for me, in the 3K, right? Your comments about the fact pre-season to one, you hit the 15-minute mark sometimes earlier. It doesn't matter who has the harder carry. One mistake leads to team by probably lost flags or two and possibly losing the game. Uh, those really late game fights are critical. A huge mistake that City will making in their 3K MMR range is not serving for buyback during the late game phases. Having buyback to hold the racks after 45 minutes is much more important than that getting a piece of an item now. Yeah, that's a very good one, yo. Serving for buyback after 45 minutes is a crucial thing. God fight your team rather than split pushing unless your opponent really okay. Question I have is now how do you deal with smoke gangs? Recently I was playing anti-mage and Legion Commander smoked up with one or two heroes three times or within 5 minutes I think and bird kills wait on me. Should I be switching my lanes up? Lot more fun. Late I went on okay, that's a question. So this is the thing man. This is the common mistake he is mentioning. Common mistakes by hard carries. What do you guys think about it? Put it in the comment section. We can talk about it. Thanks for watching guys. See you guys in the next video.